When you're happily eating Asian food with your friends or family, using the two pencil-like chopsticks to pick up food and shove it into your mouth. Have you ever paused for a second and thought,
what's the deal with those two stick thingies? And why haven't we upgraded from eating with two sticks in a world where even our watches are smart?
If that question never really came up to you, then come with me to a journey to get to know and appreciate chopsticks. Chopsticks can be traced back to at least 1200 BC in Shun Dynasty in northern China, and they were made of bronze. However, at that time, chopsticks were used mainly for stirring stews rather than eating. Later, in 200 BC, Han Dynasty started to use them as common eating tools for rice, a staple food grown in the south of Han China. And from that time on, the basic form of chopstick that is used by more than 1.2 billion people today gradually began to appear. Now, in 21st century China, chopsticks are made from various materials ranging from bamboo to plastic, and they all feature blunt, rounded ends instead of pointy ones. And now, a standard way of holding chopsticks has been developed, taking into account of both functionality and aesthetics. However, there's a saying that the majority of Chinese people cannot hold chopsticks properly. And to test this theory, I asked my friends to show me how they would normally hold chopsticks, and let's see how it went. As you can see, none of my friends passed this chopstick test. And guess what? It's time for a chopstick tutorial 101. Grab the first chopstick and place it between your thumb and ring finger. Now take the second chopstick and hold it like you are about to jot down some notes, using your thumb, index, and middle fingers. Keep the bottom stick steady, it's just hanging out. The action's all in the top stick, which you will move up and down to grab your food. Okay, I know you're probably thinking, if using chopsticks that tricky, why are we Chinese still sticking with them? Why not just switch to forks and knives, which seem way easier to handle? Well, there are 3 reasons to it. First, Confucianism. Okay, hear me out. Why would an ancient philosopher like Confucius influence how we hold chopsticks? Well, it's pretty simple. Confucius was all about peace and non-violence. He believed that knives were for warriors, but chopsticks, they were for the wise and scholarly. He saw knives as symbols of aggression, totally not in line with his chill vibes. And since Confucianism is basically the foundation of Chinese culture, these ideas are super ingrained. Changing them, well, not so easy. Second, it saves energy. Believe it or not, this dates back to 480 during China's massive population boom. With resources scarce, people got clever. They chopped food into tiny pieces. Why? It requires way less fuel and it's cost-saving. Think about this. Cooking a whole steak versus stir-frying beef slices, the energy difference is huge. And here's where chopsticks stand out. They're perfect for the delicate task of picking up those tiny chunks of food. No fork or spoon can compare. The third reason is chopsticks are an art form. Think about it. Mastering chopsticks takes skill and a touch of grace. Almost like a mini performance every time you pick up beef slices or a clump of rice like what I'm doing right now. It's all about targeting one piece at a time, gently lifting it with precision and with just the right amount of strength. This means that you are engaging in a collaboration of pick and eat. A food writer once pointed out that because of how chopsticks are designed, you get to appreciate every bite, making every meal a mindful and enjoyable experience. Now, having explored the deep-rooted reasons behind China's love for chopsticks, from Confucian peace vibes to the oriental art of dining, we can see that the two stick thingies are not just eating tools but a reflection of the rich cultural heritage. And now let's go deeper and see how chopsticks relate to the culinary culture. As I previously mentioned, Chinese chopsticks usually have those blunt and rounded ends. Well, it's because China is a land of diverse cuisines, from sizzling stir-fries to fluffy steamed buns, with no specific dish standing out. So, Chinese chopsticks need to be the ultimate all-purpose tool to handle various textures effectively. The blunt and rounded ends are perfect for different kinds of food, whether it's picking up slippery noodles or scooping up fragile pieces of tofu without causing any damage to the food. And now let's zoom out of China for a while and take a quick trip to Japan. Given its island geography, seafood is a big part of the diet there. This is where the pointier chopsticks come into play, perfect for picking out those pesky fish bones with even greater precision. Wait, there's more. In China, dining is a communal thing. Those blunter chopsticks are just safer for this kind of shared dining. You don't want to stab your neighbor in the eye. In contrast, Japanese dining often involve individual servings, your own dish, your own space, so having pointier chopsticks work just fine in this setting.
Now you're a chopstick expert who knows the whys and how. So next time when you pick up a pair of chopsticks, remember, you are not just using a pair of eating tools, you are holding a piece of history, a slice of culture, and a dash of tradition. These aren't just two sticks, they are a connection to an ancient practice that survived through centuries.